This is Daddy Show. Step off.
It's time for the main event.
Hey, what is up? Welcome back to the program, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tom Clark, and this right here is the one and only, since 2014, Tom Clark's main event. We're season 10, and we're live. What's up, kids? Happy Friday to you. Yeah, happy Friday. It's been a good week. We made it. I got good news. It's Friday, which means we made it. How are you feeling out there? You feeling good? I feel good. How's my hair? Am I all right? The beard's coming back in. Much grayer than I ever wanted. I may be doing something about that because that's going to drive me nuts. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm not happy with the gray beard, dude. I will not go gentle into that good night. I assure you. I will not do it. Let's check the audio. I had am I sounding good? I'm not echoing out there, am I? I meant to do that before we went live here today. A few weeks ago, we had Ashley on the show, and I didn't realize it, but my audio was coming through the webcam because everything sucks, right? So I made sure that wasn't the case this time. If you see the scroll at the bottom, you get information at the bottom of your screen there, kids, to let you know where you can find my shop. I rarely ever push it, but if you're so inclined to pick up some Tom Clark's Main Event merch or Tom Clark's 6M Podcast merch, you are welcome to do so. You're not obligated. You can still watch my show. None of my content is behind any kind of paywall or anything like that. You know how we roll, baby. Since 2014, we've been here live and living color. First as an audio show. Now is a video show. For how many years we've been doing it here on the Facebook? 2 or 3, I think, something like that. Yeah, crazy. We're season 10 of the show. Since 2014, we've been churning along. If you're asking about the Japanese writing, that's Japanese for "Oh Captain, My Captain." My name's Tom. You can also refer to me as "Oh Captain, My Captain." Do me a favor and like this feed, kids. Smash the like button, please, and thank you. And be sure you share this feed on all of your appropriate Facebook pages. There we go. Thank you much, guys. I do appreciate you. We got lots to talk about here today, but we're going to go loose with the format here today, kids, and I'll tell you why in a moment. Let's go ahead and say our hellos. Number one, right off the bat, Sugar Shane Odom in the house. What's up? Chris with a K, how are you doing? Ray All Days here. Guten Tag, Sandy in Germany. How are you? Let's see. Carlos Martinez, how are you doing? Doing good. Robbie's hit me. Man, that's a lot to read. Do something different. It's not a Ray All Day question. Well, you know what? Robbie, you're going to get your chance sooner rather than later. What's up, Ricardo? How are you doing? Josh, good to see you, my friend. Will, I'm doing fantastic, man. Hope you are. If you are here today and you've not yet said hello, please say hello. I'll be nice to say hi back to you. What's up, Wilf? How you doing, my friend? Thanks for watching as always. The usual suspects is here, kids. So we've got some stuff to talk about today, but as I told you, we're going to keep this loose. Again, if you have not shared this on your Facebook page, it would be greatly appreciated. If you have a Twitter, please share it there as well. Wherever you have social media, please share this. It would mean loads to me. Keith, how are you, my friend? Ray, my kid's doing pretty good, dude. Pretty good. So let's just get into it. Guess what today's episode is? I haven't done one of these since last year. It's been a while. I didn't have a lot of prep time today, if I'm being fully transparent with you good people out there. So I have ulterior motives for this. Today is Ask Tom Anything number 4, baby. It's how we roll. It's the 4th edition of the ATA. So do me a favor. Get you some questions ready and get your popcorn ready too. You thought I was going to leave with that, didn't you? What's up, E? How you doing, my friend? E yelling at me as always. See that? I'm catching up on Best of the Super Juniors. Right now I'm watching Leo Rush working a mask for some weird reason. Leo Rush is just When Leo Rush can stay out of, I shouldn't say that. I don't know the guy personally. When wacky things don't happen in, like, around Leo Rush, the guy is phenomenal. You know what I mean? Phenomenal. Working Taiji Ishimori. Is that Taiji Ishimori in this match? Man, has anybody been using the New Japan app today? Because I've had I'm watching it on desktop, yes. I'm having all kinds of issues right now with New Japan World. Big time. Yeah, thanks, guys, for the kind words. I was not here last week, as you all know. My apologies for that. I was out buying a new car because I'm not in debt enough. Now, I'm not just in debt up to my eyeballs. Nice, swims in it. Well, actually, what happened was, full disclosure, my car blew a transmission. Hey, what are you going to do? I got a nice little buy offer from CarMax. I went and made that happen and bought myself something new to drive. New to me, anyway. So there you go. There you go. Josh is leading us off. What do you think? Who do you think win the triple match? Please tell me, Josh, refresh my memory, my friend, on what match you're talking about here, if you will. Tim says your 76ers should have closed it out. We're not going to talk about that, Tim. We're not talking about it. Will says, any idea when Randy Orton will return? Also, part 2, do you think AEW really needs yet another show? Part 2, I don't know. That's up to AEW to decide. I know they've got enough talent for another show. Put it to you that way. When will Randy Orton return? I guess when he's good and ready. I was asked the other day if he's going to return. I don't have the answer to that. I suspect he will, but I don't know for sure. So, we'll see. I'd like to think so. I like Randy a lot. I interviewed Randy back in the day, and good dude. From a little bit I got to talk to him, and as we all know, he's a pro. He's got a great, tremendous career behind him. He's still got time left. There's still some. I don't know how he would feel how many miles are left on that body of his. Only he can answer that. I'd like to see him come back. When he will come back, I don't know. Let's see here. Sandy from Germany is saying, what kind of car did I get? I got a 2017 Nissan Rogue. Got the right price, got the price I wanted or needed, I should say. Price I want is like $1. I got the price I needed to get. And also the miles are well under 100,000. So I was pretty happy about that. It's white. I'm not crazy about a white car. And it's my first ever white car. You know how I roll, kids. I rock the black all the time, all right? So it's different, but I got it. Tim, thank you, my friend. A very kind thing to say. Happy Mother's Day to your mom. Happy Mother's Day. Where's the ladies at in the house? We got any ladies here? Is it all dudes? We got to work on this. What is going on? Ray says, rumor has Edge will win the new WWE title. Thoughts? I can't see it, but who knows? Good luck with the new Porsche. Oh, thanks, Ray. Yeah, supposedly, what was it he said? That he wanted to win the World Heavyweight title and then retire after losing it? Yeah, I don't know. Didn't he do that before, though? Remember? Hey, look, they can do whatever they want to do. It's fine. I got a lot of love for Edge. The guy is fantastic. He's a veteran. He's a legend at this point. You'd have to say he's a legend, right? If that's the road they want to travel, let him do it. I don't care about that belt. As we all know, the truth of the matter here, kids, is that the man makes the title. The title can't make the man. It does in some instances. You guys know that, but it shouldn't. I believe the guy should make the title. So if you put that belt on Edge, it's not the end of the world. Edge is great. Is it something that needs to happen? I don't know. Not for me to decide. I think if they did, it would be fine. I'm not crazy about that belt. I've let everybody here know that more than one time. I think it's ugly. Excuse me. I'm not a fan of it. It's a created world championship. So I just don't. I'm not down with that. This company's done that silly little thing before. I wasn't crazy about it then. I'm not crazy about it now. So there you go. Sugar Shane says they had an indie show in my hometown. It was the smallest ring I have ever seen. Not enough room hardly for a snapmare. What is the smallest ring? I don't know what 15 foot is probably the smallest I've seen up close. Up close, 15 foot. And the good thing about a smaller ring, I always believe, was that there's less room for error. You have to be tight. You know what I mean? Like your steps are off. When your steps, you know what I mean, to and from the ropes, you're running the ropes. But I've always believed that it makes you tighter. If Brino shows up, we'll ask him what he thinks. So, yeah. Good for you for going. By the way, kids, if you have indie wrestling in your hometown or near you that you can travel to, for God's sake, go look. Now, I would recommend leaving those promotions alone that have blood and guts. Now, if blood and guts is your thing, I guess go with God, do what you want to do. I'm personally not about that. Plus, I don't care to see a bunch of 18-year-old kids bleeding all over each other, especially when most of them are either too fat or too thin, not in shape, have no gear. Hey, look, I'm going to call it out when I see it. I think it's unprofessional. People can come at me if they want to. I don't really care. I'm just being honest about how I feel about it. Doesn't mean that that some of those kids can't work. But, when I see 17, 18-year-old kids who are, again, skinny as rail and no muscle tone at all, or they're pushing 40 or 50 maybe in some cases, and they've got a beer gut because they drink every night or whatever. Hey, look, live how you want to live. But, if you're going to ask me to get off my couch on the Saturday night, drive across town to see a local pro wrestling show, give me something to get off my couch and get in my car and drive across town to see. Don't give me a sideshow. Don't give me a freak show. No disrespect. You guys have been to those shows, and I have too. But I've been to, let's be honest, I've been to plenty of local, independent professional wrestling shows that have been fantastic with guys and gals who care about the way they look, who have enough respect for the art, who have enough respect for their business to buy gear. And no, not everything's cheap. Gear is expensive, okay? But if you want it bad enough, you will find a way to get it. Save your money, kids. Chris with the K says, I found out that Braun Breaker didn't get dragged to the main roster because he's not going to be the main roster after SummerSlam. They're saving him, I suppose, right? Oh, thank you, Josh. Thank you, Josh. I appreciate you. Jungle Boy, Darby, and MJF Part 2 for the idiot to fade. I think MJF retains. But I think here, I'll tell you this, what I think would be a gutsy move is to put it on Sammy. It probably won't happen, but I think that'd be a gutsy move. I like the backstories they're telling, except the backstory of Christian and Jungle Boy, where Christian is like ripping Jungle Boy in half, but it's like a backhanded compliment. What? Yeah. Carlos says Randy had back surgery and will be back for a while. I didn't think that was recent, however. Is that recent? Sandy, when do you and Ray want to come back on the show? Man, New Japan World is having serious issues right now. Man, it's been all day. All day. God, I can't stand that. Robbie says, here it is. Today I started a new weekly thing called Who's the Wrestler? I'll give you 3 real names, and if you know their wrestling name. Fred Ottman is Tugboat. Glenn Gilberti is that, Disco Inferno, who we try not to talk about. Martin Wright. Is Martin Wright Sid Vicious? That's my answers. Tugboat, Disco Inferno, and Sid Vicious. No. Wait, is Marty Wright Arn Anderson? I can't remember. Maybe it's Arn. Who meets Seth in the finals for the WWE World Title at Night of Champions? Ricardo, I don't have a great answer for you, my friend. I don't know. I'll go Edge. That's who I'll say. I mean, put it to you this way. Yeah. Yeah, that's who I'll say. We were just talking about him. Josh says that belt is ugly. Agreed. What's up, Air? How you doing, my friend? AJ in the house. Air Jackson in the house. It's all right. No worries. Chris McKay says the same with Robert Roode. He's still out because of neck fusion surgery. Yeah, I saw that. He had in November. Yeah. Roode has had a really good career. Has Roode had a great career? Look, we can talk all day long about how Robert Roode should have held a major championship in WWE. I talk about the guy like he's dead. No disrespect. It would be cool to see him, do something more than what he's done. But we say that, excuse me, I choked up. We say that about a lot of talents in that company, don't we? So I don't want to go down that road again, right? It is what it is. Personal preference and whatnot. But here's what I'll tell you. In terms of how's it been for him, he's been featured. He's on TV when he's there. He's kept himself in tremendous shape. He's a smart guy. Everybody always speaks highly of him. He works hard. He's got a nice, stable paycheck working for WWE. Is he going to be in the Hall of Fame one day because of his work in WWE? I can't answer that. Would it be cool? Sure. It's one of those things where, and I'm not saying you were going down that road, but I think it's easy for us to look at a guy like Robert Roode and say, yeah, but is he doing enough? I don't know if he's doing enough. Sandy has indie wrestling, WXW, German indie show. I think I've heard of them. Ray says, seeing Don turn on Kenny was so obvious. 100% agree. Thank you, Ray. You think the BBC needs a manager? Also, I respect. No, and honestly, I could be wrong, but I don't think Callis would be with them. He doesn't fit the motif, does he? He doesn't fit with them. I don't think I want to see the Don Callis era of BBC, but let's be honest. BBC are heels, so if it ticks you off, then boom, put Callis with them. I don't think it fits, but that would get them over his heels even more, wouldn't it? Orange is a worker and a professional, but this is long. Tyrone is crazy. Who do you see finally beating him? I got to be honest with you. I like that title is not being bounced from one dude to the next like they did with that TNT title. I think the TNT title, it's their television title, right? So it makes sense to kind of bounce that title. I don't like it, but it kind of makes sense. But that international title, I think they need to continue it for a while. Who do I think is going to beat him? I still would like to see Scorpio Sky come back and have a good singles run, but I don't know. For some reason, that may not be in the cards. Ricardo says Puerto Rico wins Crowd of the Year. Boy, you said it. You said it. Sandy Klein having 2 NFL games this fall. Yeah, Germany, yeah. They still traveling over there like that? Brandon, I'm doing good, man. How are you? Sandy, have a great night, my friend. Thanks for hanging out. Shockmaster. Okay. Then who's Tugboat? Man, I really got those wrong, didn't I? I got number 2, that doofus. I'll go on the record as saying that Disco Inferno is a freaking doofus, okay? Hey, Disco, you a doofus, all right? Yeah, what was Tugboat's name? I thought his first name was Fred as well. Driving me crazy. Brendan says, not a question, but after seeing Edge's recent post, glad he is going out. Yeah, we just talked a little bit about that. I don't know how I feel about that, man. I don't know how I feel about that. I like Edge a lot. I don't have anything against the guy retiring with the title, but I mean, you're not putting anybody over on the way out. Like, it's okay. I don't care. I'm not going to get hung up on the semantics of this thing. But you're not putting anybody over on the way out, which is always weird to me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm old school, dude. I am. You guys know that about me. I'm old school. I have been for years, right? It's just kind of how I feel. Let's see here. He's working. He is working for a living. Working for a living, living and working. I'm taking what they given because I'm working for a living. Sugar Shane says, where does the Don Cal storyline go? If CM Punk comes back, it'd be great to see him as Punk's manager. I'm with this. If Punk is a heel all day long, I think that's fantastic. Shane, well done. That's all I got to say about that. Well done. Yeah, Jeff, at this point, Dolph just, he embraces the, well, this guy should have been bigger, should have done more kind of thing. And like he embraces it. He's not losing any sleep over it because Dolph Ziggler has never believed his own press. While the majority of us have sat back and said Ziggler deserves more and he's the man and he's so great. And he is all those things, by the way. But like he's never bought into that. He doesn't listen. He doesn't read any of that hype. He just sees himself as being a really, really good hand who can be booked anywhere on the card and still get the crowd. It could be main event or first match or the middle, and he can still get the crowd. And he takes a lot of pride in that, and he should. You know what I mean? It just goes to show you that the thing I've said for years, kids, is there are two versions of the story. There's our version, and there's their truth. Our version of the story is, hey, we want Dolph Ziggler to be the star, to be blah, blah, blah. He should get more, blah, blah, blah. And Dolph's truth is, hey, man, I'm happy. I'm versatile. They can book me anywhere, and I always deliver. I'm dependable. I get the job done. I can do anything asked of me, and I'm a company guy. And I'm a credit to this company. And by the way, he absolutely is. He absolutely is. What's up, Chris? How are you? We're missing some folks here this evening. Hopefully we get some folks tuning in soon. Chris Takei says Dolph Ziggler's a free agent. Yeah. I mean, I don't see him leaving. I could be wrong. I'd love to see him go. Alma, you're the first lady to show up here today. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you. I appreciate you very much. Get better soon. So yeah, we've been talking a little bit about Callis here. Yep. Thank you for that, Brendan. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Yeah. About Fred. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. Jeff says hard to make a tile look legit. Tile legit when it gets tossed around all the time. Look at the 24/7. They're not still doing that, are they? Have they let that thing die? Please tell me they let that thing die. We're almost at the 30-minute mark here, kids. If you've not done so, please like this particular episode. Smash the like button. It would mean loads to me. Thanks, please, and thank you. All day long. That'd be great of you. And if you will, second request, please share this show on your feed. Let the good people out there, your friends and family and loved ones, see all of this nonsense that is Tom. And if you're only listening to the audio version of this show, man, are you missing out. I got rings like the Mandarin. I got bracelets like the Wonder Woman, I guess. I don't know where I was going with that. I got a cool Beatles t-shirt on. It's Friday. It's been a long week. I'm glad we made it. I'm tired. I'm tired. Feel bad for me. First world problems. I got New Japan on this screen. And on this screen, I still got work stuff. But on this screen, I got you guys. And you guys are awesome. Awesome. Start channeling Cartman there for a second. You guys. You guys. Carlos says, heard Punk won't be coming back alone. Who do you think he brings with him? Good question. I think Callis would make someone just Shane mentioned Callis. I think that'd be a great idea. Chris with a K says he's bringing AJ. I love me some AJ. I always have. Punk, if you're watching, don't choke me out. I love AJ. I always have. She's freaking great. Freaking great. I'd love to see her come to that company. Yeah. Love to see her come to that company. Brennan says Triple H killed off that belt, the 24/7 title. Well, thank goodness for that. Thank goodness for that. What do you guys think about the ticket sales for Wembley Stadium for All In? That's nuts, isn't it? What are they up to now? I know it's over 70,000, right? What are they up to now? God, good for them, dude. I'm so happy for those guys. I really, truly am. Very happy for those guys. So glad to see it. And by the way, I'm going to say the same thing I've said for 3 years now, going on 4, whatever the number is. If you are a pro wrestling fan and do not support the growth of All Elite Wrestling, then you are not a pro wrestling fan. You're a schmuck. Don't be a schmuck. No one likes a schmuck, and no one likes a putz. Do the right thing. Be the right thing. Say the right thing. All right? Don't screw around. Be a pro wrestling fan. Be a fan of the business of professional wrestling. Don't be territorial. You don't have to love AEW to the point where you say every other company is garbage and screw everybody else. I'm not saying that. But if you don't support the growth of AEW or New Japan or Impact Wrestling or any other pro wrestling company that's trying to expand, that's putting people to work, shame on you. Shame on you. I'm not going to get into politics here, my friend. I know it's Ask Tom Anything. I appreciate you. But, yeah, I got to draw a line somewhere. Tim says you never played Beatles when you were working. Are you asking me if I do? I do. Sometimes during my work day, I've got music in my ears, but it depends on what I'm working on. If I'm writing copy, sometimes it's a little difficult for me to write and listen to music at the same time. Not impossible. But a lot of what I write is like technical. So it's not, fiction or anything like that. It's all nonfiction over here. Okay. When I do write fiction or when I do write about pro wrestling or whatever, I like a little bit of music in my ears, and it depends on what I'm working on during the course of my workday. I'll put music in my ears for sure. Brennan says, after Carlito getting that response, does anyone bring him in or does he stay on the indie scene? I think he starts getting booked like a madman right now. I think every company that's got money to throw at him will throw it at him because he just got exposure on a WWE pay-per-view. That's what I think. That's what I think. Chris McKay said they had 2 NXT stars as free agents in Von Wagner, but he has finished his storyline with Mr. Sony NXT. The other one is Zion Quinn, who could be with the Bloodline right now, since she's in, which means Woman of Wrestling there. Yeah, Chris, you lost me on some of that, my friend. A little bit of that, but I get what you're saying. Carter says, who do you think is the next opponent for champ Gunther or Walter, as I prefer to call him? I still love to see Brock go after him. I don't have a really good answer for you, but I'll just give you the opponent I'd like to see go after him. That'd be Brock. But if Brock goes after him, Brock's winning that belt. Because Brock just lost a high-profile match against Cody, and he should. But I don't think he loses. He would lose against Gunther. Just call him Walter Gunther. Or Gunther Walter. Sugar Shane says WrestleMania 2027 will be held in Nashville at the new Titans Stadium. It was confirmed on the news last night. Well, shut the front door. They're already booked 4 years out. Man, we could all be dead by then. Like, if it's in Nashville, I might be going to that one. Perhaps. Robbie says, question for anyone. What do you think of AW All Access? Does it spoil wrestling for you? I have not watched, Rob, and I wish them the best in whatever they're getting into with that show, and I hope it's, doing some ratings for them. I don't know if it is or not. For me personally, it's too much behind the curtain. And I get it. We all know it's a work. We all know how the sausage is made at this point. Right. But at the same time, it's just not for me. For me personally, it's too much. I don't need that much backstage, man. I just need what you show me on the TV. It's the truth. I don't need all the backstage stuff, dude. Jeffrey says, I support all wrestling shows. I even watch MLW and WoW where AG. Well, there you go. Support the pro wrestling, children. It's important, man. You got to. It's the right thing to do. Come on. Again, we were talking about this last time we were here about how pro wrestling is not Hollywood. It's not movies. Much to the chagrin of Vince McMahon, pro wrestling shows are not making movies. It's not the same thing. It really is not. We got into that debate here a few weeks ago. It's just not. You can love a movie, but not go around saying, I support movies. I watch a lot of movies because I love movies. Because I support movies. I support Hollywood. No one does that. Unless you're a goof. But the thing about watching pro wrestling is supporting the business of professional wrestling. Supporting it. It's not the same thing. See what I'm saying? Ray says, forgive me. Oh, what did he not do? Disco Inferno is a friggin' doofus, man. I don't name call too much on my show, but yeah. That guy. Let me tell you something. No. Not for me, my friend. Not for me. Yeah, for sure. How do you know if you're an idiot? Because if everybody's looking at you, yeah, the way they look at him, you're probably an idiot. That is name calling, isn't it? Jeff says, if they really want to put a belt on a part-timer like Brock, they've done it for years, Jeff. You know that. They've done it for years. Carlos says he likes All Access. Well, that's fair. That's fair. Chris says AJ Lee is in Women of Wrestling. Yeah, I knew that. Yeah. If Big E gets back, Gunther's rumored to lose to him. I'd love to see that match. I hope Big E is healthy if he does come back. Hope he's okay. He says, how are you enjoying Damian Priest? His heel character does make him better as a heel than a babyface. He's a much better heel than a babyface. It's the same as in Ring of Honor, the same here. Much better heel. He's a really good babyface. A much better heel, in my opinion. It was good to see Miro back on Dynamite. Hopefully we see a lot more of him. That'd be great. That'd be great. Will Ospreay's booked for AEW All In at Wembley Stadium. That's cool. Dude, that show's going to be huge. That show is going to be huge. I'm telling you right now, dude. It's going to be off the chain. For real. So All In, let's talk about it real quick. London, August 27, 2023. Right now, there's no matches been officially announced yet. I've got an appearance on the Tyler Wrestling Pod that I have to get together because I'm going to book the show myself. Something the guys are doing, and I got to get to that. I just have not got to it yet. So yeah. We'll see how it plays out, kids. I'm anxious to see it. The poster looks fantastic. Every top name you could think of on that sucker. What a man! It's so cool. Am I traveling England to see it? Nah, probably not. That'd be fun though, wouldn't it? I've never been across the pond. There you go. Carter says, I'm from the old territory era, Deep South, WWF, NWA, FCW, just name a few. So I enjoy watch different organizations. Good for you, man. Same here. Ray All Day says, I support all wrestling, just not the weapons wrestling class and bats. That, in my opinion, isn't wrestling. It's, you know what? That's how you see it. It's fine with me. I think that there is a time and place for weapons. I don't believe it's in every match, and I don't believe it's every week, but that's my opinion as well. Christopher K says, I heard Rosa Mendez is back, but she's still hurting. Yeah. Is she? Perhaps she is. They asked Dom which wrestler wouldn't survive in prison, and he said Roman Reigns. I don't know. Roman looked like he'd take care of himself. Tim says, greatest 76ers game that I ever saw. Had to have been a game with Iverson. They won game 1 of the NBA Finals that year against the Lakers, and they weren't chosen to win any. I think they got swept the rest of the way. They lost the next, 3 games in a row. Or would that have been 4 in a row? Yeah, whatever the series was. That was a really good game. I don't know if it's the best one I've ever seen, but AI was my man. By the way, kids, if you're not aware, Tom Clark's 6M podcast, kids. Movies, music, Marvel, magazines, miniseries, and more. That's right. I said it. And more. If you want to check out the site, Tom Clark's 6M podcast is easy to find. And since we're here, I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. How about that? All right. So check this out. Tom Clark's 6M podcast. There is the page, the homepage for the show. The latest episode is The Terminator. It was episode number 140. I'm very proud of this show. I love this show. Excuse me. Choked up again. I love this show to death. It's basically me and my friends just, vamping, just ranting on all kinds of things that we enjoy talking about. A lot of things fall under the 6M. As you see, The Terminator, there's The Hangover Part 3. Paul is Dead, which was, of course, about the Beatles. Solo, A Star Wars Story. Bunch more stuff here to talk about. But here's what I wanted to show you because you brought up Mr. Iverson. And let me look at the assorted cast of characters here. New Jack City, Queen's first album. There's The Hangover Part 2, True Lies, Captain America, Civil War, Parts 1 and 2, Rush Hour commentary. You can watch the film Rush Hour, and you got funny commentary to go along with it, dude. There's a review of Abbey Road. There's Trading Places, the movie. Yes. Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. There's a blueprint to The Curse. There's Glass. There's a tribute to Kevin Conroy, the late, great Kevin Conroy. There's Hellboy 2004. There's our album review of What's Going On, the classic by Marvin Gaye. There's a Face-Off commentary. There's Flashpoint. There's Split, Iron Man 2, Batman 1989. I mean, look at this, kids. A little something for everybody here. If you want to use the search button here, it's really easy. Look what I just did. Allen Iverson, guess what comes up? Episode 34. What? 34 is Allen Iverson from April 12th, 2021. Has it been that long? Anyway, there you go, kids. Go subscribe to the 6M podcast. That means loads to me. I would very much appreciate you doing that. We have covered pro wrestling there. So if you would take the time, go subscribe on all the major platforms. I think we're everywhere but Spotify. No, we're on Spotify, aren't we? It's SoundCloud that we're not on. Because I believe SoundCloud is locked behind a paywall. I believe. So there you go. That was just an excuse for me to push my other pod. So. Brandon says, I'd love to see Harry Smith be part of that. I would be surprised if he's not part of it. Now, the only way it doesn't happen is if we were to sign a contract with WWE before that happens. But I'm like you. I think he should be part of it. I think he will be. I'll be surprised if he's not. Yeah, I'm having all kinds of problems out of this New Japan world. My goodness. Robbie says, if the boy at some point said he wanted to be a wrestler, would you support him in pursuing it? Of course. Well, I mean, I'd be concerned about injury, but I'm concerned about injury whether he's wrestling or he's, playing football or basketball or walking around because he's my kid and I worry about him all the time. But I get what you're saying. I'd support him 100%, dude. I got my kid's back no matter what it is he wants to do with his life, unless it's to become like a serial killer. That would suck. Don't let that be your chosen profession. But no, dude, I support my kid no matter what. You know what I mean? Ray, thank you, my friend, for saying some kind words about the 6M podcast. I appreciate you, dude. I appreciate you. I did see, Ricardo. I went to see Guardians on Wednesday. It is excellent. Really, really good flick, dude. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was a great way to wrap it up. I'm not going to spoil it for any of you here that have not seen it yet. So there you go. I won't spoil it. Sugar Shane says, I saw where MJF said he's surprised Alex Hammerstone hasn't been signed. Hammerstone's a beast. That guy's a beast, man, for real. For real. I'd love to see him in AEW. Let's see. Women Ray all day, be on the Tom Clark show again. Ooh, the Tom Clark show. The Tom Clark show with your host, Tom Clark. Produced by Tom Clark. Written by Tom Clark. Thank you, Brandon. It's pretty cool, right? I love my show, dude. I'm not making shows to like get famous. I don't care about that. I make the kind. I take the Kevin Smith approach. Kevin Smith makes the kind of the movies he would want to see. So he puts his friends in them and makes the kind of movies he would want to see. I do the kind of podcasts that I want to listen to. I listen to my own podcasts. And I know that might sound a certain way. It might sound vain. I listen to a lot of other podcasts too. Don't get me wrong. But I enjoy my own podcast, not because it's about the sound of my voice or anything like that. It's because I talk about things that I enjoy talking about. And like, I would listen to a show. If the 6M were not my show, I'd listen to it. That's the truth, man. Krista K says, I heard another rumor that Chris Statlander was before she was set to win the TBS championship belt. Oh, before. Well, listen, someone's going to beat Jade. Jade will not win forever. Phil's my guy. You guys know Phil Lindsay. Shout out to Phil of Bleacher Report, Grapsody, and 6M podcast fame. He is my usual co-host on the 6M podcast. He and I disagree about this. He thinks that the winning streak's great and keep it up. I think it was great short term, but I think the longer it goes on, in my opinion, it's doing more harm than good for Jade. And we're not talking about career ending. We're not talking about career threatening. We're not talking about you're going to destroy her. It's nothing like that. She's not Goldberg. Okay. She's not making the overall impact and spiking business the way Goldberg did for WCW. So I don't anyone put words in my mouth and say that I'm making that kind of comparison. But what I am saying is, I don't think much in the same way it didn't do Goldberg a lot of good toward the end. I don't think it's doing her a lot of good now because every streak has to end. Now, it could be part of her lore. It could be part of her story, and it will be for the rest of her entire career, however long that is. But is it doing her any good right now? The problem is there's no good way to end a streak. And if you don't believe me, ask WCW, ask WWE. Was anybody happy when Scott Hall hit Goldberg with a cattle prod? Was anybody happy when Brock Lesnar beat Undertaker? See what I mean? Nobody's happy. And it's not necessarily about let's make everybody happy, but let's at least make it make sense. Neither of those matches made any sense. Neither one of those wins made any sense at all, in my opinion. And the problem with the Brock Lesnar thing, more so than the Goldberg thing, more so. Can I be real? More so than the Goldberg thing. Because Taker had lost matches, plenty of matches. He just had not lost on the big stage of WrestleMania, right? But more so with Goldberg, because the thing is, Goldberg had never lost. There's no good way to take it home. There's no good way to end. Taker's streak had to end eventually. Goldberg's streak, of course, had to end eventually, but there was a better way to do it. What is the way? I don't know. I'm just throwing it out to you. That's the problem with the Jade thing. Not problem. Jade's tremendous. Okay? She really, truly is. However, is it doing her any good in the long run? Keith says he loves I'm assuming that's Dick Tracy episode of the 6M. Thank you, Keith. By the way, Dick Tracy sounds fun and amazing to watch. Don't let your boy kill Tony the Tiger. Oh my God. No. You should be sorry for that. He says thoughts on the passing of Jerry Springer. Look, Jerry Springer, I didn't care for his shtick. I didn't care for most of the stuff he did. But he wasn't that old. He wasn't. You know what I mean? Shame to see it happen. He had a big, long TV career. I'll give him that. He was mayor at one time, wasn't he? Mayor of a city somewhere, I think, before he got into TV. Yeah. All the best to his family and friends, for sure. He says, Governor Tom, yeah. Our governor's pretty good. I don't have a lot of problem with that guy. Plus, they don't want me. I'm too old for one thing. Number two, I don't feel like selling out to anybody. And most of them do. Did I enjoy House O Black versus Best Friends? Absolutely. House O Black is so good. It's so good. They're very good. Yeah. Anyways. Ray All Day says, here's the Ray All Day question, kids. Are you ready? Heavy D or KRS-One? Heavy D. And part 2, Lil Jon or Biz Markie. Boy, that's not fair. Okay. I'll go Lil Jon. That's still not easy and not fair. And if Adam Cole came to your house and invited you and your family to see Guardians of the Galaxy and said, you can bring a friend, can I join? Yes. Later to want to get waffles and grits with a nice hot coffee, could I join as well? Absolutely. One day, we're all going to meet and hang out with Adam Cole, and I'm going to tell him about this question every single week that I get from you. You don't hit anybody else with this question, do you? I know you hang out on other podcasts. You're not doing that to them, are you? Because this better be a Tom-specific, main event-specific routine you got going on. Jess says, do not repeat a Goldberg streak. Look at what happened to Undertaker's streak. Well said. Chris with a K. Thank you, my friend. Thanks for hanging out, for all the great questions, dude. I thank you. Appreciate you. Mayor of Cincinnati, thank you, guys. I knew it was something like that. Kids, we got 10 minutes left. I'd open the floor, but the floor's been open for an hour. Just about. So, we got 10 minutes to take this thing home. Whatever you guys got for me, please share. I want to thank everybody right now before we call it a day. Thanks for watching. As always, I appreciate you guys very much. Very much. E says, would you have rather went to a Prince or Tupac concert? I'll say Prince because I regret never having seen that guy live. And why? Because Prince was the king. I mean, no disrespect to Elvis, but dude, Prince is the king, man. Come on. Prince is amazing. You know what I mean? God, I really, really miss that guy. I continue to miss Prince. Tupac's a legend as well. No disrespect to Tupac. If you had an extra ticket, which viewer would you invite? Well, if you weren't so freaking mean to me all the time, dude, maybe it'd be you. Will says, any plans for the weekend? It is Mother's Day, and we only had one lady show up. I got a big problem with that. Where are all the ladies at? Maybe they're moms and they're out celebrating with their loved ones 2 days early. We're going to say that. We're going to say they're out celebrating 2 days early. Otherwise, I'm very upset that my ladies didn't show up. And plus, we haven't even introduced the Tom Clark's main event dancers. They're not even showing up yet. Ooh. Brennan says, pick 4 wrestlers from the past to face any current 4 wrestlers to wrestle in War Game. Wouldn't that be 5-on-5, not 4-on-4? Wouldn't it? Because wasn't it always the Horseman and J.J. Dillon? And on the other side, it was like Dusty and the Road Warriors and like Magnum TA and somebody else. Yeah. You got it. All right. Any 5. I'm going to leave that up. We're going to call it 5, by the way. Any 5 wrestlers in the past face any current 5 wrestlers to wrestle in War Games. Okay. Dusty and the Road Warriors. God, this is tough. Dusty and the Road Warriors. And the Midnight Express. Or rock. I'll go Rock and Roll. Rock and Roll Express and the Road Warriors and Dusty Rhodes against Ooh. Against FTR. God, this is harder than it looks. Against FTR, against oh man, this is not easy. FTR, John Moxley. Let's see. FTR, John Moxley. I'll say Chris Jericho. I'll throw Jericho in there. I know it's weird. That's 4, right? And I need a 5th. Gosh, that's hard. I don't know, dude. Seth Rollins. You said any? I like questions like that, dude. It's fun. See, E, this is why I don't like to put your stuff up here, because you're mean all the time, man. I have not watched John Wick Chapter 4. I told the wife the other day I need to watch. I need to go back and refresh. I maintain that John Wick, the first John Wick Chapter 1, the first John Wick film, is among the best movies ever made of all time. That's how I feel. You can have your own opinions too. That's fine. But for me, for my money, pound for pound, that's one of the best movies ever made. It is utterly watchable. It's utterly fantastic. It's heart-wrenching, but yet fun at the same time. I mean, it's so much. It's everything you want a film to be. I love that movie. Love that movie to death. You kidding me? By the way, before we go any further, I want to share something else with you. I know you just heard me typing, right? So guess what I'm about to do? Check this out. What's on your screen, kids? Huh? Look at that. John Wick is on your screen. How'd you like a little preview? Tell me if you can hear this, all right? Check this out.
Tom Clark's 6M Podcast is a Boink Studios production.
Can you hear?
And now, on with the show.
What do you think about the music? Nobody?
Hey, what is up? Welcome to Tom Clark's 6M Podcast. I'm your host, Tom Clark. And in this episode, I'm joined by co-host Chris Mueller.
Oh,
From the world of Hollywood comes one of the most popular action film franchises of all time, featuring a fearless part to his later approach
we
to
call
life
it the
that he
lowdown.
wants to like. I'm
but
still
now
a
I've integrated
major
the
fan of that
the
first
lowdown
film.
into the show.
Part 2 is okay. Maybe it's so
back to like the Charles Bronson
There's Chris.
stuff, but something about the combination of the stunt choreography and the fight choreography, the dialogue, the stylish way that everything was shot, like it all just sort of melded together to create this kind of perfect film, honestly. Like I really can't find much fault in the first John Wick movie.
There you go. What do you think? It's pretty cool, right? Yes, we covered John Wick. It's in the archives. Go look it up. So yeah, as I said before, and listen, you guys are watching my show right now. I appreciate you as always. I thank you guys every week, and I really do mean it. If you're not subscribed to the main event, beyond what you're seeing today, please subscribe, because once you do so, by the way, well, why don't we just show you that as well? Why not? You got nowhere to be, do you? I got nowhere to be. You kidding me? I don't have a life outside of this. What are you, crazy? No, I'm good. So check this out. Boom. Check it out, baby. Tom Clark's main event. That graphic is stretched. Pay no attention to that. It looks horrible. Again, there's the search box. We're in season 10 of this show. 6M Podcast is in season 4. Look here. We're all caught up, baby. See that? We're all caught up. Look, all the way back to 2014. You get every episode, okay? Subscribe on all the major platforms. If you're not doing it, you're doing life wrong. Because, of course, these are all audio versions, but you can go all the way back to, check this out, August. I don't have the guts to play this for you. See episode 1? It's a friend of mine, Will Noonan. He's a stand-up comic out of Boston. He was the first guest on episode number 1. I got to invite him back on the show, dude. I got to invite him back on the show, see how he's doing. I need to message him, see if he'll do it. That'd be fun. Choked up again. Sorry. Message him and see if he'll do it. But there you go. That was back on August 18th, 2014. Holy Lord. Kidding me? The main event at that time was a one-man show. It became a one-man show for a long time. Check this out. You subscribe, you'll also get this. So, the Randy Orton interview, episode number 66 from December 8th, 2016. All right. You also get the Rob Van Dam interview from June 12th, 2019. What do you think about that, baby? Shut up. You kidding me? Who else we got? You guys know him as Damian Priest. But I knew him as Punishment Martinez from Ring of Honor, July 17th, 2018. As you can see, your boy tries to stay busy. There you go. Go check out the show. Again, if you have never subscribed to the audio version of this here show, please go do so. It puts no money in my pocket or anything like that. It just gives me another subscriber. And every time I upload this show, it downloads to your device. You get the whole back catalog, the archive of the show on the device of your choosing, and whatever app you choose to use, it would mean loads to me. I'm thinking about starting a third show. I've not done that yet. I would like to very much. We were missing quite a few of our crowd today here, kids, but it's okay. It's all right. A couple more questions. We're going to take it home, and hopefully we'll draw a little bit more of a crowd next week. Alma says, Dream War Games match. Michael Hayes, Terry Gordy, Marshall, and Ross Von Erich versus John Moxley. Brian Danielson. Is your math right? 1, 2. Oh, yeah, you got 4. Yeah, okay, good. Cool. Black BCC against, yeah, you know what? That'd be good too. Sugar Shane says was the best fight movie I've ever seen. Undisputed 2 for me. Fight movie, Cinderella Man. And I love the Rocky films. Don't get me wrong. Rocky 1 is tremendous fight movie. The first Creed is a tremendous fight movie. But for me, Cinderella Man is utterly fantastic. It's utterly watchable. It is really, really good flick, dude. Really good flick. So yeah, that's my answer. Love Cinderella Man. Phil was on the podcast where we talked about Allen Iverson, Tim. It's there in the archives. Go subscribe and you'll get your hands on it for sure. It was me and Phil talking about Allen Iverson. It was a fun show, I think. We went down the rabbit hole of his college career, his points, his stats. It's insane what that guy had. NBA, college. It's insane what the guy accomplished. For it to be a guy his size, to be as beat up and banged up as he was all the time in the game, dude was tremendous. Hall of Famer in every sense of the word. I'm so proud. I'm so happy for that guy. I was going to say proud. I'm so happy for that guy getting the Hall of Fame, and Jordan was there, and it was, he told stories about Jordan when he got inducted. Go watch that Hall of Fame induction speech if you've never seen it. It's really, really good. We have not done Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Brendan, that's a fantastic idea. We've not yet done that yet. There's a whole list of stuff we've not gone to. The great thing about the 6M concept, kids, is that it can be anything that falls under the 6M's category. And so there's a laundry list of things that we've not gotten to yet that I really want to tackle. Just haven't done it yet. So, yeah, I'd love to. Just haven't gotten around to it. One more question, kids, and we're going to take it home. Thanks to everybody that stuck around this whole time. I appreciate you very much. I hope you guys have the best weekend of all time and have a great Mother's Day. Hang out with your moms this weekend. If your moms are no longer with you, go put some flowers down if you can. And if you have kids, spend that time with the kids. I go through this every Father's Day, so I understand how hard it can be. So, yeah, if we don't have any more questions, we're going to take this thing home. I appreciate you guys very much. And, again, thanks as always for being here. Thanks as always for the questions. Thanks for hanging out and making it fun for us here on the show. It means a lot. It always means a lot. You guys are the best. I would probably still be doing the main event if I wasn't live on the Facebook, but you guys make it so much more fun. So much more fun. One more question. Brendan says, if you had the chance to interview anyone, who would it be? My answer is and always will be Dusty Rhodes, because I always wanted to talk to Dusty. I never got the chance, unfortunately. So my default answer would be to talk to Cody, if for no other reason to tell Cody what his dad meant to me, which I'm sure he's heard 1,000 times if he's heard it once. But that would be a great interview. I've always thought John Cena would be a good interview, a fun interview. So there you go. Is there a Dr. J story on this? I'm sure we referenced him on the Allen Iverson episode, but we've not covered Dr. J as a ball player. No, not individually. We covered Jordan's Bulls. We did cover them. As far as athletes, we've covered Jordan's Bulls. We covered Allen Iverson. Man, I'm really choked up. Excuse me. We've covered Allen Iverson. We've covered Mike Tyson. And I think that's it for athletes. Besides pro wrestlers. That's what we've covered on the show. So there you go. All right, kids, I'm getting out of here. Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. I appreciate you very much. Have a great, happy, healthy, and safe weekend this weekend. All right. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. I appreciate you very much, and we'll see you around, kids. Be good. Thanks again, kids. Have a great weekend. See you next time. Tom Clark's Main Event. Good night, Facebook.